Hi, this is Marjorie Daka once again, the founder of Kingdom Way Ministries. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me once again. And today we're going to talk about the gate called Beautiful. And I'm coming from the book of Acts chapter 3. It's a very familiar scripture. It talks about the crippled man who was crippled from birth. And now, because we're transitioning 2018 and going into 2019, this scripture is very crucial. And it plays a big part, a big role as far as transitioning is concerned. Now, when we look at the man at the gate called Beautiful, this man was crippled from birth. Cripple just simply means challenges, issues of life, being impaired, being disabled, and it can mean so many things to people. Now, this man who was crippled was carried to the gate probably every day to this gate to beg from those that was going into the temple courts to pray at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. 3 p.m. was the hour of prayer, and it's also the 9th hour. And then we understand that 9 is a number of birthing. So this is the time that he was supposed to give birth. This was the time that the water was supposed to break. Now, every time the people that used to take him there, he never took himself to the gate. People carried him to the gate. Now, you have to understand that this gate simply means coming at the right time. When I did my studies, when I looked up the meaning of the gate Beautiful, it simply means coming at the right time. In other words, this man was carried, being transported to this gate at the right time. It was time for him to transition, but he was never able to go beyond the gate. The only thing he did was beg, eat crumbs from those that was going in. People were passing him. They were transitioning him, but he kept on being left behind. So now there are times that people look at you or they look at your life, they see challenges as impairment. They get used to you being impaired, being disabled. Ailments, sicknesses, disease, generational curses, pain and hurt. These are also impairments, challenges, crippling. This man was able to stand, but he had defective foundation. He had a faulty foundation. His faulty foundation needed to be mended, but it needed a particular power, a particular mantle that was going to transitioning him to his destiny. So at this hour of prayer, one day, Peter and John, the apostle Peter and John, they were going into prayer at the same time the man was being carried to the gate that went before him. They saw and recognized that this was the same man that used to sit at the gate and beg from people. And the Bible said they were astonished, they were amazed. You have to understand that it's not that they were happy to see him. It's most of the time when people don't want you to move from a certain place where you've been confined, and they let the enemy keep you at that place, never transition, never manifest the power of God in your life. When they see you now operating in a different place, they're not going to be happy. So when they saw him in the temple courts, it's not that they were happy to see him. It's because they thought this man did not belong in that place. They thought this was only for people that were prominent, people that were different. He was not supposed to be there. So the Bible tells us he held on to Peter and John. Remember, Peter represents revelation. John represents the grace. Now, grace and the revelation is what transitioned this man into his destiny. So he held on to what took him to the next level. And the Bible tells us they found themselves at Solomon's colonnade. When you see Solomon, every time you see that name Solomon, Solomon represents wisdom, wealth, and abundance. So now revelation took him to a place of wisdom, wealth, and abundance, because you see, now he was stepping into his purpose. Purpose is connected to prosperity, success, all the wealth and wisdom. So he held on to what transition, what catapulted him into his next place in life, into his destiny. So people are not always going to be happy to see you that, oh, you have transitioned, you're no longer impaired, you're no longer depending on them. So they're not always going to be happy. But God is saying, in the next season of your life, he is the one that is going to send people that have the capacity to take you to your next level. They have the apostolic mantle to heal, apostolic mantle to deliver, to bring restitution, to bring healing. Because when you rise up, your entire family will rise up. People that are connected to you will rise up, and they will reach their potential, their destiny and purpose. So it is time now for you to rise up, because God has sent apostolic men and women of God that will help you rise up from that place. The people that you are connected to, they may not have the capacity to take you to your next level. They don't have the power to get you beyond the gate. But God is sending people in this season to help you transition. Transitioning simply means one season of your life is ending and another season is beginning. So